that the power comes from inside. Hmm? You're born with that power. A lot of times society dampens it down and tells you, oh, you got to be like everybody else, huh? You can't learn this. You can't aspire to be this. I would tell all, and I do this, honor who you are, huh? Let your dreams blossom. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are power. You're the essence of power.
Charlotte Hill O'Neill, fondly known as Mama C, is a writer, poet, visual artist, musician, healer, and a longtime community activist based in Arusha, Tanzania. Before Tanzania became home, her life had already passed through a powerful chapter in the United States, where she and her husband, Pete O'Neill, were part of the Black Panther Party, a movement remembered not only for its resistance to police brutality, but also for its work in Black communities through programs like food support, political education, and free clinics. Their work carried purpose, but it also carried risks, such as state pressure, surveillance, and danger that followed their activism. Eventually, exile became part of their story, and Tanzania became the place where they would rebuild their lives and continue serving the community in a different way. For many years now, Mama C has been part of building a space where art, learning, and community come together, especially for women and young people. Her story stretches across different places and different seasons of life, but it remains rooted in the same things: purpose, creativity, service, and a deep belief in the power people already carry within themselves.
In the foothills of Mount Maywood. And we were able to get 3.5 acres of land. And we started developing it, planting trees, making paths, building. Our first building was made from termite mound material mixed with a little bit of cement and sand. Building, and the elders in the community, they came to love and respect us, and they asked us to start teaching. They gave us a plot of land in Majiachai. That's where our first community center was. Huh? And then we started building classrooms here because the elders and the youth wanted us to. We started teaching about computers, even though we had no internet. We had no electricity. So Brother Pete learned how to build a windmill that generated 12-volt electricity. We had no running water. Nobody in this community had running water. But when one of our comrades, Geronimo Jijaga, got out of prison after having been there for 27 years for something he couldn't have done, and the government actually awarded him a lot of money, in compensation, he came here. He said, what is y'all's greatest need? Our greatest need was water. Maji knew high, I seal. So when we got the water, it enabled so many families in our community to also have water. We became experts at farming. That's how we actually live, from our home-produced products.
What really stands out in Mama C's journey is the way community and daily life are tied together in the work she describes. She's not only speaking about a project in the distant or formal sense, she's also speaking about building something step by step with the people around her and in response to real needs on the ground. From classrooms to water to practical skills, the center grew through trust, relationships, and the willingness to keep going even when very little was available.
Our motto for United African Alliance Community Center, UAACC, is sharing knowledge for community development. That's the main thing. Sharing knowledge and being positive examples and letting especially women and young girls and the youth in particular know that you can live your dreams. I remember when we first moved here and first started building, and I would want to make sure that the women who would come here, they saw me hammering, they saw me sawing, they saw me painting, even the ceilings and this and that, and they saw me being a partner to my husband. They saw me being able to do things that I dream of. Hmm? People really started seeing how being a musician and being a visual artist empowered me. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Hey.
For Mama C, this work was never just about telling women what they can be. She wanted them to see it for themselves, to see her building, creating, speaking up, and living with purpose. In that way, the lesson was not only in her words, but in the life she was living in front of them. Over time, that kind of example gave many other women room to believe more in themselves, to try new things, and to start seeing their own possibilities differently.
So I would have workshops and would invite women, and we would discuss and figure out, well, what is important to you? What do you want to do in your life? Some wanted to be a nurse, huh? Some wanted to be a caretaker. Some wanted to be a teacher. Some wanted to be a braider. Some a designer. I said, we can do this. The first step is to have your dream. Hmm? The second step is to have people around you who will help you live your dream. So we started cooperating, and seeing what we could do together, whether it was food products. We used to make mustard and sausage and this and that. But the thing was getting courage from living your dream and making sure that you realize that it's possible. You need people around you, especially women, who can affirm you, who can tell you constantly, you are such a beautiful person, both outside and inside. With your brain, with your knowledge, you can do anything that you want. Huh? That's how you show. We would have sisters come here who had never held a paintbrush or a microphone. And once they had that opportunity and the community started recognizing, hey, this person can sing, this person can rhyme, this person can design, huh? They would their whole walk would change, huh? Because they felt so empowered.
Over the years, Mama C has created spaces where women can begin to see themselves in a new way, not through pressure, but through encouragement, through community, and through being given a real chance to try. Even the way she speaks about dreams feels practical. She understands that for a dream to grow, people need confidence, support, and a room to believe in what is possible for them.
So we have to make sure that we pass that on to the young girls, to the young boys. We ain't gonna forget the boys, huh? To the Wasichan, to the Vijana. We got to let them know that they can change the world, huh? Through their music, through their art, through the way they carry themselves and share the knowledge that they have. That's why when you walk around here at UACC, all these murals, which have been done from many artists from all over the world, actually, huh? All of them have a positive message.
With Mama C, art, activism, and community work all sit very closely together. Creativity is much bigger than performance or talent. For her, art has work to do. It can teach, encourage, heal, and carry a message. The same sense of purpose also goes through when she talks about women and social change. She knows the struggle is not over, but she also sees what is shifting around her. Women speaking more boldly, stepping into leadership, and telling their own stories in their own way. In Mama C's world, all of these things connect.
We artists have to understand it's our responsibility as creative beings to be able to put a positive message out to the world, whether it's through hip hop, whether it's through traditional music, whether it's through poetry or film or whatever. It's our duty and it's our blessing to pass those positive vibes on. And that's what I do. And that's what I always do. Like one of our Panther comrades said, I'm going to bop till I drop. I think that fight, those aspirations, will probably always be. I really think that. I think that, even though women now have the courage to speak up where maybe they didn't back in the day, huh? There's more women in village leadership, in community leadership, in parliament. I mean, we got a woman president, huh? Big ups to Mama Samia, huh? Yeah, so this gives us courage. It lets us know that things can change. Lavdi takua poli poli, sijui, but things are changing. Huh? We got women behind the camera now. Huh? And we can dictate what our story is going to be. We got women from the Maasai community who are now filmmakers, huh? Who are now social changers, huh? And in all the Kabilas, in all the tribes, in all the communities, we got women who are doing what in one of my songs I say, we walk the way of the new world, huh? Yeah, I got to sing a little bit of that for you, okay? We walk, we walk, we walk, we walk the way of the new world. We walk the way of a new world. Yeah. That's what we're trying to do, walk the way of a new world.
Change in her view does not happen in isolation. It grows through women standing with each other, learning from each other, and building together. That is why sisterhood remains such an important part of the way she sees the world.
When we build with the international community, when we realize that we're sisters, that we're brothers, that we're comrades, huh? But because I'm a woman, I like to emphasize sisterhood. Huh? I love to emphasize the power that comes from interacting and sharing ideas. Huh? I had the privilege of being one of the speakers at a conference a couple of years ago called NALA, and it was all about empowering women and girls, huh? And being culturally sensitive, not bogarting your way into a culture, and I know what's best and I'm going to change everything. That ain't the way to do it. Huh? So the guest of honor at this conference was the now president of Namibia, a woman. Huh? And she was so down to earth. She was so inspiring. She would dance with us. I mean, she was a mama. She actually lived in Tanzania when she was in exile from Namibia. So, back in the day, so she knew Kiswahili and everything. It's examples like her. It's examples like Mama Samia. It's examples of the women who are at the village level, who are at the urban level, huh? You don't have to be in government to change things. You can be a mama who is determined and who is cooking her mandazis every day and selling her mandazis to add to uh, the financial situation of her families. We women can build together, huh? We just got to have love for each other. And I think that movement is growing. I can see it. I can see it so much, especially in the arts community, both in Tanzania, in Africa, in America, in South America. I see it. It's we artists who are changing the world and who are expressing the power to change and the courage to change things. I have a lot of hope for the future because the future is now. It's the young people now. It's the women now, huh? Who are changing things. And I give thanks that I've been able to live this long. I'm 74 now, huh? To see these changes. It's a movement. It is. And I like to do what I can to encourage the movement, to help it grow, to be a part of it. I give thanks for that blessing. It really just takes one or two women to cooperate and to show the fruits of being united. We're always stronger together like this than like this. Huh? So, what we need is examples, powerful examples. I am an example through the way I carry myself in the world. And it makes some people curious, and that allows me to share my philosophy of unity, huh? Of moving together, moving forward into the future that is the now, huh? So the main thing for me is to be positive, to be a positive example. We need that so much in the world, to be positive examples of what can be, of what courage is, huh? Of what freedom is, freedom to be who you are, huh? The arts movement in Tanzania, in East Africa, in Africa in general, that spills over to North America and South America, it's a movement. I mark 2025 as being a time of elevation. Huh? There's ebb and flow in lives, huh? I think we're in the flow, huh? And so many people are realizing this. You see so many positive, conscious hip hop artists. I keep talking about hip hop because I'm a hip hopper in my heart, huh? I'm always the oldest one at the concert. I'm the one who likes to uh jam with hip hop artists, and other artists. I love traditional music too. I play several instruments, traditional instruments. But this is the time of elevation. This is the time where more and more artists realize the power that they have to change things through their positive words. Huh? This is the time that artists, both visual artists, who, I'm a visual artist too. So there's some things that I might be a little reluctant to speak on if I'm just sitting around talking to people, but I might express it through my art, through my visual art, through my music, huh? So more and more artists, both men and women, are realizing this power and are taking that mic and are taking that spray can and are taking their paint brushes, huh? And know that they can change the world. I say big ups to the artists.
That same sense of purpose carries into how the 75-year-old poet sees identity, spirituality, and inner strength. In Mama C's world, the power that women build together is also tied to something deeply personal. Knowing who you are, staying rooted in that, and carrying it with confidence. It is that same grounding that shapes what she wants younger women to hold on to as they find their own way.
I think we have to all realize that we're individuals, but we also belong to the family of women. We belong to the family of humanity. Huh? We have to realize that we can experience empowerment by the way we dress, by the way we speak, by our tattoos, huh? Yes, I believe in the power of tattoos, and I put these here several years ago because when I'm holding a microphone, huh, and later people ask me, what does this one mean? For instance, this is Sankofa. This means go back to your roots and pull that knowledge to the now. This one is this is also an Ndinkwa symbol, and it means the creator is everywhere. My spirituality is something that empowers me also, my African spirituality. And because in so many places in Africa, people can be almost ashamed of practicing our traditional spirituality. You notice I didn't say like religion, because religion and spirituality to me are somehow different, huh? So it's even things like this. It's even because I have changed it on my cheeks in honor of my ancestors, or tattooed here in honor of my ancestors, or the way I wear blessing marks, huh? All of that is a way to have self-empowerment and to spread it to other people and let them know, especially our sisters, that it's okay to be your African self, that the power comes from inside. You're born with that power. A lot of times society dampens it down and tells you, oh, you got to be like everybody else, huh? You can't learn this. You can't aspire to be this. I would tell all, and I do this, honor who you are, huh? Let your dreams blossom. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are power. You're the essence of power. You're the essence of what it means to be your own spiritual self. And always remember to honor your ancestors, because your ancestors are within. They're part of your DNA, huh? So carry yourself, my young sisters, my older sisters, all of us, in a way that will make your ancestors proud.